I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome back to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I am your host, Cristy Code Red. I'm so glad that you're here because I am here with Cari Thompson. Cari, say hi.
Oh my gosh, Cristy, thank you for allowing me. I know there's some editing going on, but allowing me to come on and speak freely on your podcast.
Well, I don't think there's a whole lot of editing going. I mean, the agency asked me, like, how much you want us to edit out? And I'm like, leave it all in there. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing that people like the best about us, Cristy, is that you can say a lot of things about us. I mean, you could say maybe, you don't like this. You don't like Cristy's mohawk. You don't like my chickens and my ducks. But the truth is, we are authentic people. What you're seeing and hearing right now is truly how we are. So that's the honest to goodness truth.
Yeah. And when you meet us in person versus right now, like looking at us, if you're watching on YouTube or listening, if you're listening on a podcast, we are no different. You're not going to get a different, you know what people tell me, sis, when they see me in person, and then you're going to tell us what they say to you. They say, oh, you're so much smaller than I thought you were.
I don't get that, but I can tell you that when you meet me in person, I will be wearing Spanx. That's the only difference between right now and then, just so you know. Cristy doesn't have to wear them. Even though the skinny celebrities wear them, I'm going to have on Spanx, but I'll be pretty much like I am right now, just so you know.
Oh my gosh. I wanted to start off, guys. I love it when you guys, and I know that this sounds like just me trying to blow up my ego. I'm not. I'm trying to give people a shout out because that's what I tell you in the intro and the outro of this podcast. If you leave a rating and review, I will shout you out, or you could be chosen. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not just trying to, and believe me, I would read the 1-star reviews if I could just find them. So let me just read. We've got one from Blind Maggie. Blind Maggie says, nobody cares as much as you think. That was the name of her review. She gave it 5 stars. I absolutely love this podcast. It was so inspiring and uplifting, and it really got me thinking, yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. They don't care, so why should I? I used to always be proud to say I don't care what they think, but later on, I guess I kind of slipped back into feeling insecure about myself because of my weight, but no more. I look forward to getting the book, and look forward to getting started. I look forward to getting a new life. Thank you, Cristy. And I thank God for letting me stumble upon your website, Mary D. So thank you for that awesome review.
I love that.
Yeah, that was a good. I like these, of course, like we just said, we like real authentic people, and she just let it hang out. This one's called Shift Your Focus, 5 stars from Mrs. Stencino. Episode 21, minute 19:20. You've got to shift your focus. This is what I needed to hear this morning. Thank you for sharing the real truth and real issue that we can all relate to. Much love. So I'll have to go back and listen to what I shift your focus.
I
don't know.
And Cristy, if you don't go back, Mrs. Stencino is going to send somebody to you. Okay, that wasn't the right accent. Mrs. Stencino's like, I know some people.
Yeah, busting some kneecaps. This one's called Better Living, 5 stars with Ketchikan Barb. What a great name, Ketchikan Barb. Gee, I wonder where she lives. In your face truth. What I needed to change my life. 56 pounds down, 11 pounds to go. Motivation, encouragement, education. Just do it. Thank you guys so
that's awesome.
much for the ratings and the reviews.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We thought this podcast might be kind of fun for you. We wanted to show you guys behind the scenes tips and tricks, what really makes Cristy and Cari tick. Like, what do we do? What do our days consist of? I know that I have a YouTube video called A Day in the Life of Cristy, but I never really talk about it. I mean, that's just kind of a quick YouTube video. And we wanted to kind of give you a little behind the scenes peek at us and our life.
I think what's cool about this, Cristy, is that they're getting to be with us on a level that, I mean, I know what you do every day because not only are you my boss, but we're best friends. And so I know exactly. The only thing that I think could be bad about this is that Cristy and I are a lot alike in some of the ways. So you may not get a lot of variety on some things, but it really is interesting to kind of say, they say all these things, but we're no different than you guys. I mean, we do a lot of the same things. We have things we have to worry about, people we take care of. It's just life. And so we want to give you guys kind of an insider view of what goes on in our life, the things we like to eat, products we use, things that are very important to us, just kind of the inside scoop.
I like that. And I've been pretty transparent with you guys all about my marriage to Miles. Miles is 17 years older than me. He retired in his 40s. He's a very different guy, and I'm a different chick. And our lives are funny. They're kind of fun. They might be funny to other people, the way that they blend, but then they're very independent of each other. And it's just kind of, so we would like to give you kind of a peek in. First of all, I want to say that Cari and I are both. Now, Cari, I prefer to be up, and I am, every morning at 5 a.m. I am a true lark. I function my best at 4 and 5 a.m.
We're both larks. We are. And back on the thing about Miles, you guys have a very interesting and great relationship. So I wouldn't make it sound like it's some kind of weird, it's not, it's a great, I think that I have a much more traditional relationship than Cristy does, but not without, hello. That's the best thing we can do is be authentic with each other. Cause then that, sometimes we get aggravated at our husbands. Sometimes we feel like we're going to, send our kids to the room till they turn 25. We're all in the same boat. But yes, Cristy and I both are get up early people. And I used to dread the alarm, but since losing my weight and keeping it off, my body always wakes up about 15 minutes before my alarm goes off. I don't even know why I bother to set one, except for the time I don't, then I won't wake up. So I wake up early, just like Cristy, and I hit the ground running. I have a routine in the quiet of the morning. It's just me and my dog, Kimber. She's up with me, and I have a very set routine. I take care of my disabled mother-in-law, and so I have to get her meds and her breakfast around. I have to get Anne-Marie's lunch packed, and I get Brandon's lunch packed, and then I brew the coffee.
Hold on. You're going through your whole day. We're supposed to make this into a podcast. Oh, you're already we should have talked about this before I hit the button. Like, I would like to say that I wake up and now you're brewing coffee.
Sorry. I was going to stop my coffee.
I was going to explain, now we got dogs, you got your kid off to school. I was going to explain that, the reason I wake up, because I am so excited to actually get started with the day. The morning hours for me, they bring so much hope. I like dark. I open up, we have big windows in our house. So I open them up and I get to watch the sunrise. I can see the moon right through my vision. It's really great. And I like the coolness and the stillness of the morning. I like to either get out really early and do my exercise or whatever, but I really love, because I jump out of bed with so much energy.
Right. And that is because, Cristy, you go to bed at 4:30 in the afternoon. No, I'm teasing. Yeah. But y'all, it's like that meme that says, I took my bra off, I'm not going anywhere. If it's 5 o'clock, Cristy's not going anywhere.
And it's gotten really bad, for me. I won't leave this house. I really I don't like going out in the afternoons or evenings. I don't even, I don't eat dinner. And I don't want to be, so we're like, oh, let's go out for date night. We go out for date breakfast or date lunch. And so it's really gotten funny. I get up at 5, but I am asleep by 8:30 at night.
By the time 10 o'clock rolls around, Cristy, I have the majority of what I need to do for the day done. So here it is, 3:30 in Kentucky right now. My day, I'm podcasting with you, but my day is wound down because I've been up since the crack of dawn working. So I'm like you. You and I are really.
Do you feel your best in the morning, or would you have it any other way if you could have it a different way?
I couldn't sleep in. I haven't been able to ever since, losing the weight and really becoming a gym person. That's changed my morning time. I don't feel like I get up and put my workout clothes on. It's like what I do. I rarely stay because then if my workout clothes are on, I have absolutely no excuse not to go to the gym. Again, part of my health my health journey. Not everyone's on that same journey. But Cristy, yeah, I do great waking up in the morning.
That's a great thing. We absolutely, once again, we want to preface this by saying that that exercise has nothing to do with weight loss, and it will not help you with your weight loss. It's going to be 100% nutrition. However, you want to see the other side of us come out, get to your goal weight, and you're going to see the other crazy side of Cristy, which is, okay, now it's time to start exercising. And so Cari and I both have a pretty strict exercise routine. I mean, we follow it. I don't miss a day, and I know Cari doesn't either. We might miss hardly 1 to 2 days a week, but my gosh, we're steady 5 days a week of what works for us. And we're both morning workout people.
If it were up to me, Cristy, I would just go every day. It's just that sometimes with kids and husbands, that doesn't always work out. So if I skip a Saturday, I always go on the Sunday. The only time I'm not going to go to the gym is if, for instance, tomorrow morning I need to be somewhere at 8 a.m. Well, there's no way for me to get Anne-Marie off to school and get to the gym and get home. So I already know that ahead of time. I'm already mourning it.
Yeah.
I told Cristy this morning, I said, we have a 3-way communication with our mother. And I said, I'm glad to be at the gym. I said, it's not about weight for me. Duh. We all know this. It's all about how I feel. So part of our very strict morning routine, and Cristy and I are both pretty strict, I'd say until at least 10 or 11, I do the same things unless, of course, something comes up every single day. I'm just like Cristy that way.
I do. I have meetings with a lot of people on the East Coast. I have a few companies we do business with. They're East Coast time, and so if I need to do a Zoom meeting with them or any kind of communication with them, I have to do the early morning for Mountain Time because Eastern Time is a little bit. So my morning, you're right. Like I'm very strict from 5 a.m. to like you. I think you said like 10. I think that's about 11. From 5 to 10. It's pure code red.
Yeah. It really is for me. I'll leave, go to the gym, and then come home. But that is the only thing. Once I start working when I get up, and then I get, my daughter has to be on the bus super early, 6:45 in the morning. And then I work. The only interruptions are when Brandon comes and says goodbye, kiss and hug goodbye. He goes to work, and then it's quiet in my house. And then, and then I've already prepped for the day. And then I work clear until the time I go to the gym. The only difference between Cristy and I, Cristy likes to go really early in the morning to the gym. Like when we were on vacation, when I'm with her, it's like, and I don't mind either, 5:30, 5:45 in the morning. That's fine. I tend to go a little bit later because, okay, let's admit it, folks. I want to see if I can go potty first.
Well, I mean, come on.
I'm going to be honest.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, nobody wants to go and be like, for those of you who can't see me, I'm doing the, like a barbell, like the lift. Nobody wants to do that if you're like, I feel like, and ain't nobody want to go poo at Planet Fitness.
Well, Cari, I've been on the trail before and had to go poop.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible. I've been running before and I had to go. So no, going poop before you go is really, really important. So no, that's no joke. And Cari and I are a little different. I don't eat after 12. And then I eat again, and I don't say eat, but I consume calories when I put a little heavy cream in my coffee the next morning at right around 6 a.m. But I always train fasted. We call it. I always train with no food in my tummy. But Cari's a little different on that. You do like to have a little something, don't you?
I have tried to kind of get away from that lately, Cristy, and just going back to just the coffee. I only have 1 cup. It's not very big. That's it. And then I don't eat till noon. And then I'll eat a meal at noon. That's usually my first meal. Like today it was 11:30. And then I won't have my second meal until a little bit later in the day. It's interesting. One of our Code Red certified coaches, Andrea, did an interesting talk about she was here visiting me, seeing what I do. Now, if I did not have children or a husband, I would be a little bit more like Cristy. I think I would eat probably like 9 and 2, like you, maybe. You know what I mean? But it's just tough because I'm not in weight loss mode. Again, if you're in weight loss mode, you need to make the sacrifices and just have tea during dinner. I can eat dinner. Again, I'm not eating a huge dinner, but eating is a big, like I plan it out. Like I prep my oatmeal. Christine, I love oatmeal. For those of you that are listening that don't know, oatmeal is everyone, Cristy eats hers cold. Ugh, that's okay. It's okay. I love her anyway. It is unsweetened nut milk. We both like flax, obviously not a nut. And chia seeds and ground flax meal. You can put a little sweetener in there. You can put nuts. You can put a little bit of vanilla, cinnamon, whatever you want to put in there. I let it activate. It's like a no oatmeal. It's delicious. I literally would have it every day of my whole entire life. It's an amazing food. And so I prep mine ahead of time. I know, Cristy, do you still do the oatmeal quite a bit too?
I backed off of it a little bit because I was kind of having some digestive stuff.
Oh, okay.
Some people do well. It makes them poop, and then some people it stops them up. It tends to, I don't know. My digestive system doesn't. It goes back and forth, and so. But
it's good to mix it up, Cristy. I mean, but I pretty much have the oatmeal, and then I'll have my fried egg. Or depending on how happy my chickens were the day before, maybe a Banty egg because it's little, and then a regular egg. It just depends. But eggs fried in olive oil and oatmeal, and I am happy. I haven't eaten since that this morning, and it's just,
I would say probably my favorite food. My favorite food, like just in food, like it doesn't matter. Like Rebels believe meal 1, meal 2. We don't say, oh, you have eggs for breakfast, you have a sandwich for lunch, and you have steak for dinner. Well, no. You eat what's right for you when it's right for you. So my favorite overall meal is definitely eggs and bacon.
Really? Oh, if you just had to pick. Yes.
Yeah, eggs and bacon, totally.
I do love eggs and bacon, and I'm starting to eat them goopier, Cristy. I never was a goopy egg eater, but I got to tell you, not like just out of the shell, the white's barely cooked. I mean, not like that, y'all. But I love a goopy egg, and of course, we use Redmond's real salt, and it's nice and chunky, and it has a savory taste to it. A little bit of pepper, and I used to always say to my people that I coached when I was just coaching, now I coach the coaches, if you cannot be happy eating eggs and bacon, there is something wrong with you.
Oh, and on that note, my next favorite, or I don't know, right in that, if you can't be happy eating ribeye, something's wrong with you.
Or brisket. Cristy, Kentucky.
Oh, brisket. Okay.
So, Cristy, you guys got to hear this story. Cristy and I went to KetoCon together as a research and as a networking.
Yes.
We don't necessarily, we love KetoCon. We have a little bit of a different approach, but again, we love everybody there. But I just don't want you guys to think that because they had monster drinks there that Cristy and I are touting monster drinks. I just want to make sure everyone's really clear with that.
And this is in Austin.
This is in Austin, Texas. We went to KetoCon. We met there. We got there. I had been flying. Cristy had been flying. Neither of us had eaten. So everyone's like, y'all need to go over this barbecue joint right over here. And I'm like, well, maybe we do. And so we hoofed it in our dresses and heels across this busy street, across over the river and through the woods, through grandmother's house we went. And we got in there and they had brisket, and sweet Moses. You guys, it was ridiculous. We each got a piece of brisket, which is like 5 million calories, but it was just like a piece with the fat, and it had the smoke ring, just like on all the barbecue shows. And I think we got some Code Red approved sides,
Yeah.
And then of course they had stacks of bread. This has nothing to do with it. All that to say, we sat down to that brisket and we weren't even talking. We're just like eating and looking at each other.
We weren't even lifting our heads up. We were just like, how are you? Good. How are you? Good. I mean, we were like, we were face down in that brisket, dear Lord. So brisket.
Cristy, I've done that quite a bit. That is one of my go-tos. If we go to a barbecue place, I'll just say, what's your steamed vegetable? And then a serving of brisket. And you guys are going to spend less money using Cari's hot tip. Here you go. I love brisket. It's a lot of bang for your buck. Yes, it's a lot calorically, but you're going to get fat. You're going to get calories, and it's delicious. And it's going to keep you full. If you eat a slice of brisket and you're hungry in 10 minutes, I don't know what you ate.
Yeah, your thyroid's messed up. So, so Cari, speaking of traveling, when you mentioned Austin, what are some of your, your difficulties when you travel?
So traveling for me, the biggest challenge I have is not giving into the free food on the airplane.
Ooh, that's a good point. Yes, that's a good point. Because Cari, you're right.
Because we were raised with not a ton of money.
No.
And I'm not blaming it on that. But I will say I have a hard time turning down free food. If somebody said, do you, and it's not even the money, you guys, it's just the fact that it's free and I feel like it's wasteful not to take it. And so I have a hard time. They're like almonds or biscotti or both. And I'm like, both. No, just the almonds, just the almonds. It's tough. And especially the times I've been able to fly free first class. Oh Lord, that's even worse. You'd almost rather fly coach so they don't offer you all that yummy stuff. But
Right.
you don't need it. You don't need it. So that is a challenge for me. Also, timing of meals is a little bit hard for you when I travel, Cristy. I have to really think ahead. And I'll never forget the time I called you from the airport. And I had my phone. I was like, I'm so hungry, Cristy, and I'm scared. And I was in weight loss mode. And you were like, stop, walk over. And you said, Wolfgang Puck, get 2 fried eggs and 2 slices of bacon. And I went, oh, duh. I mean, how smart. I mean, good Lord, 10 years of college, I couldn't figure that one out. I went over, I got 2 slices of bacon, 2 fried eggs, no ahead of time. Dr. Hyman talks about having those foods with you. Cristy, you're really good about bringing foods.
I am. I do. I make sure that I always have the chomps. We like chomps. It's grass-fed, grass-finished beef sticks. Those are good. Travel packs of coconut oil, travel packs of sardines. I always bring them. I don't want to be at the mercy of something else, but most airports, most C stores, you can find a meat and a veggie everywhere you go. I got to tell you, my biggest
nuts are everywhere.
nuts. You right.
Oh.
My biggest problem traveling is that I can't go poop.
Oh, that is a big problem, Cristy. And Cristy and I both love, say it with me, Milk of Mag. Milk of Mag. Milk of Mag is our friend. Just have a little bit of the pink drink and you go poop before you know it. I don't know, but I love Milk of Mag. In fact, when I can't check my bag because I'm doing like the quick turnaround, I'm always sad because I'm like, what am I going to do? So I found Miralax, not nearly as good, but it works fine for us. Again, everyone's bowels are different. And the little mix up packet, and I'll be like, Cristy, cheers. And you got to stay on top of it. So for us, a Cari and Cristy quick tip is be prepared when you travel. You're going to have travel tummy. You're going to have trouble going poop. So just bring your stuff. Like, don't wait until you get constipated.
One of my non-negotiables when I travel, and I travel quite a bit, I always drink all my water. I'm looking around here for my water. Of course, when I say that, it's not in front of me. Because guys, when you travel, you get dehydrated easier. There you go. Cari's holding up her water. You get dehydrated easier. And I don't care how many times. I mean, I think during a 3-hour flight, I got up 2.5 hours from Boise to Minneapolis. I went to the potty 6 times, and I don't care. I mean, I was just, but it doesn't bother me. Like, who cares what? I sit on the aisle for that reason, and I sit near the potty for that reason. So I've got myself. So got to stay hydrated. I always get my sleep. I am fiercely protective of my sleep. And rebels are always like, when they hear I'm coming to their town, they're like, oh, you've got to come over to my house. I'm like, nope, I got to sleep. And my thing for me, because of me, and again, exercise has nothing to do with weight loss, is I always exercise every day. And if there's no gym, like a lot of European gyms don't even open up until 9 a.m. And if there's no gym, it is burpees in my hotel room.
Yeah, Cristy has the tricks to international travel and staying sane absolutely down. She's got this thing dialed in. And I love going when we get there, Cristy, with you, and going and grabbing a few things at the grocery store and putting it back in our room. And you're always going to find Cristy and I have our water. I'll never forget, you guys may not remember this, but Cristy and I made a trek across Texas, one of my most fun moments ever, because I sat and hotspotted off Cristy's phone and did work. That's how busy Code Red was. We were just so busy, but we hadn't hired a lot of staff yet. Mm-hmm. So it was just Cristy and I doing everything. And Cristy drove, and I worked crisscross applesauce, and we bought a big thing of fun olives and guacamole and a rotisserie chicken. And we would just, when it was time to eat, we'd stop, we'd open up that cooler, we'd dig around, we'd make ourselves a little plate, we'd shut the cooler, get a little hard-boiled egg, get our water, and back on the road. It worked perfect.
It was one of my best memories, and it worked really well, and you guys can make it work. That is absolutely that there's no difficulty in doing that. You just have to have your non-negotiables. You have to make sure that you are willing to do whatever it takes to stay on track when you travel, and you can totally do that. I know that in Europe it costs €1 or even 50 euro cents to use a potty. So, and I knew I'd have to go potty, so I would have euro coins in my pocket because I knew, excuse me, I need to go to the bathroom, or you need to go in and buy something from a store for them to use your potties. So you just got to be prepared, know before you go, for sure.
Cristy, so if you are going to pick meals, and I know you are a bit of a repeat eater, what are your favorite things to have, like in general? Like, what are your favorites?
Um, I'm always going to go for a steak. I just get the best bang for the buck. I mean, preferably a ribeye. I like the fat content and the fat percentage mixed with like the ratio of fat to protein in a ribeye. It's just nice and fatty, and I really want to make sure I get the fat and protein in. So I don't really do meals. I just kind of do like a big ribeye steak, or something.
Hodgepodge.
Right. I love Brussels sprouts. I love my broccoli. So I guess my favorite meal would be a ribeye steak, steamed broccoli with some mayonnaise. Go ahead and gag.
Doing that mayonnaise. What? Why don't you put butter on it?
I know, but I like the fat content. Again, I mean, I'm not going to eat very often. I'm only going to eat those 2 meals, and I just want to make it count. And I get the nutrients, I get the fat, I get the protein, and I'm good to go. What about you?
Cristy and I are both big fans of ghee. Ghee. Y'all know what it is. Clarified, like a clarified butter. And it's not exactly a clarified butter, but we love ghee. I think ghee is delicious. And of course, olive oil. But my favorite things, I love my oatmeal. I love bacon and eggs like you, Cristy. Like I legit you can survive any social situation. Go out for breakfast because you can have bacon and eggs.
Yes.
That'll make your life so much easier. I love, we bought a half a cow recently and it was grass finished, Cristy. It's delicious. And so I love a hamburger patty that Brandon cooks on. We have a big green egg. It's delicious barbecue. It's so good. It's so easy. Pork is a good go-to. You get a little bit, you still get the fat, but you get a little bit less calories than beef. And of course, if I'm going to have chicken, I don't want a breast. I want a juicy, meaty thigh. Let's be honest.
Totally.
I love it. Now, as far as veggies go, I love shaved Brussels sprouts. And I love asparagus. I'm not as much of a broccoli and cauliflower fan like Cristy is. It tends to make me kind of bloated for some strange reason. I don't understand that. But a spinach, one of my favorite things is spinach sauteed in ghee or butter or olive oil with sauteed mushrooms and sauteed onions. I mean, hello. You could just eat a plate full of that. It's so delicious. So I do really try to focus on getting those things in. I also love iced tea with flavored tea bags, Cristy. Like I get like a blueberry tea. It's not going to hurt anything. And I feel like I'm getting away with something.
Yeah, totally. And here's a tip that I learned from our Aunt Barbara. Our Aunt Barbara traveled recently, and she took some 4-ounce shampoo bottles that were just used for shampoo, lotions, conditioner, and whatever. She bought them brand new from the drugstore. They hadn't been used, and she put heavy whipping cream in there. And then I'm just saying, you can also
put
olive oil in another one. So use those liquids that you normally would, instead of having to go and buy a whole new thing of heavy whipping cream when you arrive. You can just bring it with you in one of those travel shampoo things, and it comes and it's going to stay sealed.
Yeah. MCT oil.
Yes.
Cristy, you've taught me a lot about traveling and just making it easy with being smart about getting the travel sizes. And I even looked for my favorite perfume in a travel size, but they didn't have it. I was inspired by your little perfume in the travel size.
Yes.
It's funny when you travel with someone a lot, you kind of learn the way they do things and how they like to do things. And so we've learned a lot about that. Okay. Off food for a minute, Cristy. If you could pick any activity to do, like a fun day. I know Code Red. Now we can't pick Code Red. What would it be? Like, what kind of fun thing do you think would be a fun day to do?
A fun thing and a fun day. Well, you're going to laugh at this, but
not the movies.
You're going to laugh. So a fun thing for me would be to go for a hike in the local mountains.
Okay.
go to a CrossFit class at a local gym that I don't know anybody there. I just drop in and I know, go ahead and laugh.
No, I'm not going to laugh. I'm saying in the same day. So hike and CrossFit in the same day. I'm just checking.
Either or, I guess.
Like a lot.
Like we went to a Picasso museum and I was just kind of like, yeah, okay. I mean, there are certain things I don't like, oh, let's go to a museum. Let's go to a concert. I don't like any of that stuff. I really like to exercise and I want to move and I don't want to sit around. I mean, put me in a coffee shop to work. Again, you said not code red, but other than that, I really just I like to find new places to hike and run and work out and be with Annabelle.
No, I'm with you. I love new adventures. When we went to Turks and Caicos and went snorkeling, even though we both swallowed like a gallon and a half of seawater, I love that. I love the ocean. I would live on the ocean if I could. That's not probably very feasible, but especially in Kentucky. I'm just saying. But I love going on adventures. I love going and meeting new people and going places I've never been and having experiences I've never had. We moved to Kentucky. It's been so interesting to do distillery tours. I'm not a drinker, let's be honest, but just to go learn about the history and how they do things. And there's so much history out there. And that's, just getting out there and doing things that you normally wouldn't do. I love that. I even love, now it's turning for Cristy to laugh at me, but I even love going to yard sales and meeting people. You wouldn't believe the amount of people I meet at a stupid yard sale. This one lady, they're always like, now you're not from around here. I'm like, how would they would know that? They're like, well, you just carry yourself differently. I'm like, it could be the accent. So I don't know, but it's fun to be able to have a new experience. And Cristy, the thing I love best about Code Red and this question right here is that neither of us said, oh, I want to go to Boston and eat at all the restaurants.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
I want to go to Disney World and try everything at every booth. Or I can't wait to go to Mexico because, I have a family member, I don't think will listen to this, but I went on vacation with this person and they said, oh my gosh, I can't wait till we go here. I don't want to reveal too much. They said, because we like to eat here, we like to eat here, we like to eat here, we like to eat here. And I was like, my God, I'm going to eat my way through this vacation with them. And I was kind of freaking out and it ended up being fine because my mom went and she helped me. We kind of partnered up, split meals, things like that. But it was I don't ever want someone to ask me the question, what do you want to do for the day? And it have anything to do with food. Now, do we love a good meal? Yes, but that's just not our focus. And my whole life has changed because I can now go and have a good time and it's just not about what we eat. Yeah. So that's kind of off topic, but it's kind of cool.
It's totally true. And I know that right now in my life where I am with Code Red really getting big quickly and I'm working and I'm grinding hard and that's okay with me. Like I'm putting in a lot of hours for Code Red and my life kind of revolves around that. I'm really trying to develop the company and grow it rapidly. So that I don't have a lot going on in my life outside of that. But I know that, and Cari doesn't either. But Cari, you really love to read.
I love to read. It is hard to make time for it.
Yes.
But I love, my favorite author of all times is, of course, Francine Rivers, the Christian author. And anything she wrote, anything she has written is amazing. It's amazing. And of course, I'm just saying any kind of smutty romance novel is fine with me. No, not smutty, but just, basically when I read, I was in graduate school for so long and college and all that I think for me, I want something to be quick, off my mind, in and out, not anything I have to concentrate on, when I'm ready for that kind of reading. Now, I love research. I do a lot of research at Code Red. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm furthering. I'm understanding. I just pulled up an article just for someone the other day about breast cancer and flax. We were just looking at a literature study on that. And I sent this to this gal. I read through the whole thing and sent it to her. So, I'm doing that, but I love to get in the hot tub and just do that, Cristy.
Yeah.
I don't get to do it very often.
I like to do things to take my mind off Code Red. I try to take little 30-minute bursts. People like to message me on Instagram. I get a little over 100 messages a day, and I answer them all myself. And people like to always tell me I need to relax. Like, you need to take a break. You need to relax. No, and that just really upsets me. I don't like that because like they don't know me. Like you don't know what I need. But what I need is about 30-minute breaks. So if I do a run with Annabelle, she needs to exercise every day. She has to exercise. You guys walk your dogs. All right. Don't get me started on, if you have a dog, you walk them. And when I do a run, it's about a 30-minute run and with her, or I'm at the gym for 30 minutes. I live 3 minutes from the gym. I'm there. I'm lifting for 20 minutes. I'm home. So that's a 30-minute block of time, a 30-minute Netflix, a 30-minute something to take my mind off of work. But I like doing 30-minute chunks of a break before I get right back to it. That's kind of how I view a break.
I agree with you, Cristy. And sometimes even I know you guys can laugh. For those of you that don't follow me on Instagram, I will get in my golf cart and drive down to my chickens and make sure they're okay.
I saw that you got a golf cart. I didn't even know that you got one.
Oh, I didn't mean to not tell you. It's Brandon's going to paint it black. He's all excited. He got me a new steering wheel for it. I was like, just a golf
what
cart.
is it used for? Just to go from your house to the chicken coop?
It's hauling water is the biggest challenge with the chickens and the ducks, because if the water source is so far, you couldn't carry it down. You'd kill yourself. So, and sometimes I need to refill. First world problems, you guys. I need to refill the duck pond. And so I got to use the big bucket, and you got to refill it twice and rinse out the duck pond. And
but
so
you have a 4-wheeler.
I do, but the water, I don't know. I think Brandon wanted a golf cart, let's be honest. But anyway, I love it. And then Anne Marie is learning how to drive.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. We were driving and she goes, look at that dog. And she almost went in the ditch.
Oh my Lord.
God. And then Brandon's like, pay attention. I'm like, okay, she is 9. Like, I got to remember that. Like, she's
Cari, when we were 9, we were bucking hay.
I know.
So
I know. Another thing that I enjoy doing, this is totally weird, you guys, if you just want to have some insider information to Cari and Cristy. I like watching cake decorating videos on YouTube because they just they're very, like, you guys know about ASMR, but it's that whole, it just makes my mind relax. I don't know why. I don't want to eat cake if I watch them, and I don't want to watch anyone cutting the cake or baking it. I just want to watch the frosting swirl around.
Well, then what does it say about me that I like to watch pimples being popped?
Oh, I love pimple videos. Let me tell you guys, here you guys are getting the real scoop about us. I can watch, Cristy, when I watch pimple popping videos, my head itches. It feels so good.
I know it feels so good. Isn't it? Oh, that's weird. We're weird.
We're going to get some stuff about that.
We're going to get, people are. Dr. Sandra Lee, she's got a huge following, probably because there's a lot of people out there like us.
Yeah, I do love, and sometimes if I can't sleep, I have to get the right pimple popping video, which is weird in itself. Y'all that don't get this, you might want to just not listen to the rest of this podcast. I'm teasing, but it has to be the right one, because there are certain ones that I don't want to see. So, like, if you're just popping blackheads over and over, I love that. So there has to be certain pimple popping videos that I like. It's weird, but it just kind of relaxes me. I think Cristy and I do so much right here.
Yeah.
This space. So from here to our computers, from here to our phones, from here to our audience, we do so much in this space that it's nice to be able to kind of get away from that space. I know that's why I like the chickens, and I leave my phone at the house unless I'm going to Instagram the chickens, or I go out and just sit and pet a couple of them. You know what I mean? Or hold the ducks. Mm-hmm. It's the same reason Cristy goes and runs with Annabelle. It's the same reason that she watches National Geographic shows and puts her phone away. It's getting us. And again, we love you guys and we love our jobs, but it's getting us away from this space right here.
And that's about all I need is about a 30-minute break when I get, and I mean, we're working 16 hours a day. It doesn't stop for us. And that's okay. We choose to do that. I don't mean to sound like martyrs here, but it's just that's about, like, people say, when do you take a break, Cristy? That's when I take about 30 minutes. I need about 30 minutes of no phone. And like you said, Nat Geo or Animal Planet, where it's completely opposite from weight loss. And it really helps me reset.
Oh, you know what else we both like that I got Cristy hooked on? You want to say it with me? Ready?
Hold on. I can't think. I'm trying to think of what it is. Shoot. Now I don't.
It's something that you started doing after I did while Brandon was deployed all the time. and now you've experienced a lot of it, and
Okay.
it's something.
I think
Ready?
it's ready.
The
The Great
Great
British Baking
Baking Show.
I love
knew
that.
you'd get-
Oh, I love that
There's
thing.
something about the Great British Baking Show that is so relaxing to me. Well, it's not a proper sponge. Well, they try the kitchen, and there's no drama. Like the worst thing that happens is someone's bread flops, or they tried to make a dragon and the dragon only had one wing. I mean, that's the worst thing. But there's no like a lot of TV has drama. Like, well, I don't like him. He doesn't like me, and that kind of stuff drives me nuts. I don't want drama. I just want to. These British people get so excited about Paul and Mary and Prue. I know them all.
I know, and then I saw that Mary, and then there's an interchangeable Mary something else, and then the bakers when the end of the season, and then the baker champion, and then they have a new set of bakers, and you're pulling for them, and
seriously, let me just tell you that they're like, today, bakers, you're going to be making petit four fondant covered croissant. And I'm like, I've never even heard of this. Is this a dessert? What are they doing in England? I've never heard of this stuff. It's like crazy desserts. I'm like, we got ice cream and cake in the US. Like, what? I don't know. I don't even want to eat it. I just like watching it. So I think, again, it's about Cristy and I having that time to disconnect and something that we can relate on that's fun, that's interesting, just kind of a mind break. And I really enjoy those moments as well. Cristy likes makeup videos. It's just.
I do. That's part of what my wind down at night is. I watch a makeup tutorial because I love makeup, and it's opposite of weight loss. And so I do have a nighttime routine. I do study nutrition, so I watch a nutrition video of somebody that I follow and admire, or I click on the link to the research paper that they're doing the video about, and I try to learn about it myself. So I try to learn something new every night with nutrition, and then I always wind down. My final thing to get my mind completely off code red is a makeup tutorial or Animal Planet.
Yeah, I have a nighttime routine. It's not quite that fun. It involves putting people in bed, distributing dogs throughout the house, putting chickens inside of the coop, picking up both the ducks and carrying them to the coop because the stupid ducks don't know where they're supposed to be, locking everybody up, gathering up all the food, making the lunches for the next day, and washing my makeup off. Of course, we both are really into taking good care of our skin, so that's a big thing for us. And then I get in bed.
That's the life of a mom. You moms out there watching and listening, that's what you guys have to do. Your mom, the parenting, you have so much to take care of at your house.
Yeah, it's a lot of little things. But I do get so much enjoyment out of the chickens and the ducks and the dogs that, even though there's some hassle, I don't mind it. I think what the takeaway is between Cristy and I is that we figured out how to find, I hate the word balance, but we found balance. And I think that we do work a lot, but we also have moments of running with Annabelle, when Cristy's up at the cabin and she's sitting on the porch, we do have those moments of our family when we all decide we're going to go somewhere and sit and have a meal together. Again, not our focus, where we're all laughing and having fun together. So those are the moments about us that are important. But I kind of hope that you guys enjoyed hearing us just really visit as sisters. That's all we were really doing is visiting and getting to know a little bit about kind of what the inside life is like for us,
And speaking of getting to know us and us getting to know you, the best way to do that is an after hours event with Cristy. It's called After Hours with Cristy, and we do these all over the country. We do. And so go to coderedlifestyle.com/after hours, and you're going to be able to see what events are coming up. You're going to be able to see what we've got going on, what event is near you. And for a $97 ticket, you get complimentary companion workbook. That includes your dinner. That includes a photo with me, an autograph of whatever product you want me. I have 4 books. I can autograph whatever you want. I've autographed people's shirts and people's kids' foreheads before. And it's a live interactive Q&A. It's your chance to get to know 75 other rebels. We keep it small. We keep it intimate. Coaches, leaders, staff. It's a wonderful place to get discount products. I mean, it's fantastic. After hours events are awesome. Cari's Cari, now that you're in the lower 48, you'll be at pretty much all of them, I think.
Right. So if you know me from anything and you want to, chat with me, give me a hug, get a picture with me, I would love to be able to do that with you too. Sometimes that happens too. And I'm very honored to be able to do that. Otherwise, I just walk around and chat with people, make sure everyone's doing their jobs.
Because we want to get to know you. We want to meet you, and we want to put a face with a name. We want to link arms with you. We want to support you, and you're going to be stronger in a group. So you got to stay connected to us. So coderedlifestyle.com/after hours. That will get you at least a listen. You can see what's going on with Code Red. We put events on all the time. Pretty much every month.
Every month there's something. So there's no excuse. And if you are interested in doing an event in your area, email events@coderedlifestyle.com, events@coderedlifestyle.com, and tell them, hey, I'm willing to do some lane work. Let's get Cristy in my area. And you can work with our event planner and we'll get that. She'll chat with you and we'll get it on the books.
We hope you love this very candid, kind of a peek into our life. And I'm sure you can relate to a lot of things we talked about. And we hope we made you laugh. We hope we made you happy. And this was fun. I know this is fun for us and we appreciate it. So guys, we will catch you on the next podcast. Have a good one. Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you're not subscribed already, please be sure to do that right now. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you could do me a quick favor and rate and review this podcast. That would be just so helpful. Speaking of help, let me know if I can help you. Go to coderedlifestyle.com, check out my programs, and see what we can do for you. Until next time, Rebel on.